Ahoy shipmates! It is another session with your lucky Captain Jack. Today, I'm bringing you my first impression of the Normandy. The Normandy is a Tier 5 French battleship. Managed to pull this thing out of a crate last night. I was blown away, especially after they gave me the corbeille for the second time. Yeah, I was dumb. I deleted it. It's my own fault. I was like, alright, cool. Thing's completely maxed out. I don't need it. I already had the Tier 4 Bretagne. So I said, all right, cool, let's get rid of it. And then I immediately regretted that decision because I thought, wonder what would happen if I open a crate. Is there still a chance that they'll give me the 3 back? Sure enough, opened a crate last night and they gave me the corbeille back. But anyway, I digress. So, the Normandy, Tier 5, French battleship, right before the Lyon with its 16 guns. But the Normandy has 12 guns. You'll see here as the stats scroll by that the Normandy's got 3 turrets with 4 guns apiece, 28-second reload. Again, not the worst in the Navy, not the best in the Navy. So anyhow, we're going to take it here in a battle, just a Tier 5 battle, and I'm on shards. And I have the fortune or misfortune, depends on how you look at it, of spawning over on the far right. Seems like it's about an pretty even distribution of tier here and spawn. So we're going to take off to the right, try to use these islands for cover as we approach the enemy side. And you see immediately we've got our destroyer who decides that he's going to go right up in the mix, which is good. It's exactly what I would expect of a T-61. I like it when destroyers play the way I did play a destroyer, so I don't get that very often. And well, it's because frankly it doesn't work all the time. It's not a very reliable way to run your destroyer right all up into the fight. So anyway, he goes up and he immediately spots a couple of guys. He spots a Bayern, he spots, I believe it's a Bretagne on the left side there. And before either of them come into range, they disappear back behind a cloud of smoke. Cloud of smoke's never a good thing because you know damn well that there's a destroyer sitting in there, and he wants nothing more than to steal your lunch money and give you a wedgie. Just kidding. But there he is. The gate pops up, and our destroyer is not doing anything about it. Fires his torpedoes and just leaves them, and then starts to engage. Gets a fire going. The gate's fired his torpedoes, and nothing doing there. They just don't have the range. German torpedoes aren't exactly earth-shattering kind of things. So between our destroyer firing at the gate, my teammate on the left firing at the gate, and me firing at the gate, we're going to eliminate him in relatively short order, which is good because while the 3 of us are focused on one damn ship, the Bayern has moved into firing position, and so has his other buddy, and he's disappeared behind that mountain there on the left. Oh, I guess I said earlier that it was a Bretagne. I was wrong. It is wrong nation, wrong tier, wrong just about everything. This is not a Tier 5 fight. It is indeed a Tier 6 fight, and there's the King George. So anyhow, Bayern has got his broadside to us. Problem, as I said, is this damn thing's got like a 28-second reload. And so you fire, and you might as well go fix a cup of tea, pop yourself some popcorn, glue your nails if that's the kind of thing you do, and wait for your guns to reload, because it's going to be a while. Anyway, so we get our next salvo off, hit with most of the guns, don't do a lot of damage, but are at least able to start chipping away at them. My buddy Dave says death by needle point, also death by paper cut. It's pretty much the same thing, and unless you're pouring lemon juice in it to make it sting a little more, it's going to take a hot minute before you start noticing the effects of death by paper cut. But anyway, we're over here, far right extreme of the map. I've lost 2 ships, but I've also killed 2 ships. They're down a destroyer and 2 destroyers now and a cruiser. And we are down our cruiser and our destroyer. Fortunately, they are not the ones who came to my side, so I actually still have some support. It's really tough to play this game solo. And That's the idea of divisions. That's the idea of spawning in groups of 3. Provide a little more mutual support. You notice in most games they try to spread out the type of ship by each spawn. That ideally if you had 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, and 3 battleships, you'd get 1 of each in each of the 3 spawns. Doesn't always work that way based off of what ships people select and all that other nonsense, but so here we go. Still firing at the Baron, popping off rounds, doing what minimal damage we're able to do, and finally he gets froggy. Starts to turn his broadside toward us a little bit. So we between us and the other guys are starting to make him pay a little bit more. That salvo for 6,200 is so far the best salvo I've scored in the match to up to this moment. And as you see, we've hit with 23 shots and still only done 23,000 damage. So it's not exactly like these guns do the most damage, but a lot of it too is connected to where you're hitting. French ships, at least French battleships, have just a conspicuously bad dispersion rating. You fire shots and it's like a guy with crossed eyes trying to shoot down the sights of a rifle. You never know what you're going to hit. So anyway, yeah, you guys go ahead and imagine the cross-eyed guy behind the rifle as the ship sails on, and hopefully you'll get to see some real action. We're only up to 26,000 damage so far. It ain't real high. Well, that's all right, because eventually the round kind of picks up a little bit. This isn't the most amazing round I've ever posted, but considering this was a stock Normandy, the only thing I put on it was the initial 2 upgrades. I'm relatively happy with it. I was not at all happy with the range. I think 14.5 or something is what it comes as a range out of the gate. Sure, you can increase that a little bit with your choice of commander, but it's certainly not competitive with anything else at its tier until you start putting on those upgrades. Once you get to the final upgrades and you can upgrade the hull, upgrade the guns, you'll be a little bit better off. But as it sits right now, 14.5 when everything else at that tier is hitting you from 16. Sure, you got 12 guns, and they're relatively high caliber for this tier, but what good does it do you with a 30-second reload and you can't hit anything until after it's already gotten 2 rounds off at you because you were within its range? Yeah, real good time. But again, now 3 minutes going on, we've been fighting this Baron and chipping away at him. Needlepoint, paper cut, death by really tiny pebbles. I don't know. One of those type deals. So finally, as the Baron decides, for whatever it is, I think he's trying to escape torpedoes or something, he flips around and turns his entire side right around the time that we pull the trigger. And finally, we are now 7 minutes into this battle and we're able to score our first kill. Still not doing all that great. Still only at 34,000 damage, but patience pays, I guess. Something tortoise in the hair. So they say anyway. But yeah, this game is just one of those things where you can go ahead and try to rush forward and take the reins and I'm going to win this battle single-handedly and get your ass handed to you. And I know this because I do it all the time. The upside of having a YouTube channel is I can post the videos that I want to post. Again, I mentioned in my Scharnhorst video that I was kind of hesitant to live stream anything. And that's not only because I get loud and swear a heck of a lot more when I'm playing live. Also, you would see all the battles where, I'm the first out the gate and the first one dead. Because that happens too. I know that other players have the same issue. You want to talk about some of the big players, the big names in streaming. They get to show you what they want to show you. They don't have to show you every single battle. For every... Oh geez, I'd be dating myself if I start mentioning a bunch of names. For every top tier gamer, all these guys that think they're super unicum and that kind of stuff, which by the way is a stupid term, but I'll save that for a different conversation. Any of these people who think that they're super uni, right? Every game is not going to be a top 10 finish. Every game is not going to be a top 1 finish. You're not going to have every single battle where you go out there and you just decimate all your enemies and you beat all of your friendly team in points or XP or kills or KD ratio or any of that stuff. Not every game is going to be the best game out there. And if you don't believe me, start watching some of these esports. Watch national championships of, or international championships of all these esports, and their team. To get to that level of competition, you have to have been a good gamer. There's no getting around that. You got to be good. That being said, nobody can be good all the time. It's just not possible. So anyway, I've covered a lot of ground here in my ship, and I guess in my conversation, and we're down to the final 4 ships. 4 for us, 1 for them. It's a destroyer. I don't even remember what destroyer is. It's about to pop up here on the screen, and it is the Fuso. All right. So 4 of us versus a Fuso, and he's way the hell away. So it's not like I'm even going to get to a place where I can contribute too much to this fight, because he's 18.5 kilometers away. He's a good 4 clicks before I can even shoot at him. Assuming he's coming at me and I'm coming at him, sure, we'll make up that ground pretty fast, but I don't even recall if I get another round off in this game. I don't think I do. I think somebody wastes him before I can even fire the shot again. But so I guess, now's a good time, as good a time as any, to continue going over my initial impressions of the Normandie. I like it. I don't know. I didn't say anything about it earlier, but you might have noticed as you're watching the gameplay, the rudder responsiveness is pretty good. Like, this is a fairly nimble ship. I was pretty happy with the way it handled. The guns, bearing in mind they've got that traditionally bad French dispersion, the guns are okay. The accuracy is not terrible. The ability to do damage, not terrible. There's my performance right there, middle of the road. It happens. But anyway, all right. So that was me, Lucky Captain Jack. If you like the video, just go ahead and give me a like and a follow. I can always use more subscribers, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see in the future, and I'll start pumping out more videos, because I'm here for you guys. All right, man. Fair winds and following seas. Thanks for coming aboard. I'll catch you guys next time. Lucky Captain Jack out.